Good morning, everybody. Monday, March the 1st, Monday Morning Briefing, episode 23. Hopefully we're back on track and we're done with winter. This week was really crazy, really busy. Obviously, we were out of the shop the previous week with the winter storm. Update on that, everything is pretty well good. We still don't have our hot water completely fixed, but it is patched and we're able to use it and all that stuff. So had to do a little bit of work around to kind of fix everything because we're still currently out of parts. And while we were working on that kind of stuff, we found some other things. So we're just going to hire a plumber to come out there and kind of get us back and going whenever they can, because I'm sure they have a lot of the PEX type stuff and everything else. And honestly, I don't have time now. At least everything's back to normal. Everything's good. But I really don't have the time to be away from the shop to get all that done. We worked in here this weekend a bunch, and then yesterday I was actually able to get some stuff done at the house. Not on the plumbing side because I don't have any more. I don't have the parts that I need. So, but like I said, that'll get fixed up completely. But we ended up working at the house yesterday. I've got like a lean-to on the side of the barn there, and if you follow us on Instagram or Instagram stories, you saw I was building a bench. We had one little workbench in there, and I built another one the exact same size. So now that I have a 12-foot long kind of bench along the wall under there, to where I can kind of organize our pipe fittings, I can organize our electrical stuff, I can organize fencing materials, fencing things. We built another little shelf as well. So I was just trying to get that kind of organized. The situation we went through and everything, we haven't really lived there for even quite a year yet, and so it's just kind of frustrating not knowing where my drills are, or where's that bucket of screws and nails and fasteners and stuff that I had when I was working on this project or that project. So I wanted one area where everything's where it needs to be so that I can find it. Same thing in here. I try to keep everything in a shop where, like, everything on this bench here is our punch bench. So all of our drive punches, our end punches, our oblong punches, rosette cutters, all of that stuff is right here. So if I need to do any kind of punch work or set rivets or set snaps, I can come right over here to this bench. Everything's there. If I'm going to edge and slick and do stuff like that or frame stuff out, I go to my workbench. If I'm working on saddles, my drawdown stand. So that's the way I do things in the shop, is keeping everything in one spot and having little areas for things to go. Obviously, stay organized. And I've just kind of failed at home as far as keeping all that stuff organized. And that situation just kind of brought some of that to light, because I was kind of running around looking for the hacksaw or looking for this, or looking for a certain type of shovel or whatever it was. So we got that kind of organized yesterday, made some progress, so that's a good deal. Was able to kind of put one day in there. But Saturday, I was in here in the shop all day, pretty well put in a full day here Saturday. Because Friday we did get the leather for the belt material packs. I was really surprised that it showed up. I've got my UPS driver's cell phone, so sometimes we're at lunch or we got to run some errands, and I'll text him and he'll usually leave it next door, and I can pick it up there in case I'm not here at the shop. But he had texted me and he said, "Are you going to be there in about 20 minutes? Because I've got leather on the truck for you." He knew I was looking for it, and I said, "Absolutely, I'm here." So he brought it by. We were really excited to see that leather, because our Herman Oak rep said that it probably, last he heard, it might have been a week or two before we got it. And I think that's what I told y'all last week. But no, we got it Friday. So I was super excited. So Saturday morning, I got in here first thing, rolled that leather out, and started cutting belt strips. I want to say thank you so much to everybody who has requested these belt packs and material packs, and for people who are buying them, because we put 60, I think it was right at around 60. I kind of like cut 30 out and put them on there, and they were selling, and I got 30 more cut. I try to only put on there what I know I have. And so I did it like that, and I think by the end of the day we had a little over 60 total that we had put on the website, and by Sunday morning they were all gone. And so that's unbelievable, and I want to say thank you for that, and also to apologize for those who still want belt blanks that were out of stock again. So I'm not really sure what to do. We may double that order again, just so that we're sure to have enough. We've got another order that should be coming right behind this one, and I haven't cut it all up yet, so I will be putting some more on today. If you're watching this, it's probably Tuesday morning maybe. We've already added some more, and they may or may not be gone. We're doing our best to keep up with that. I know obviously the demand is there, We just need to get how much leather we're going to need to keep around here. We're just excited and just tickled that you guys are liking that little product and that's helping people, because I think we're seeing a lot of the same people buying those belt material packs over and over, which means that they're actually able to make it profitable by buying them that way and then build their projects and then turn them over. And so that's a good deal. That means it's a good product. That means it works. We do have more material products that we'll be adding. The knife sheath packs have been selling really well. Those are selling really good too, but it seems like the belt material packs are really what people are most interested in. And so we'll continue to add that. I'm still prototyping some of the wallet deals we got the dies made for. So hopefully here pretty quick. I'll probably have, this week, I'll probably have some of the money clip wallet kits together or packs together and available on the website. With the bifold wallet, the main thing is I like to use kangaroo on the inside of those. And the 3/4 ounce, which is what I would normally use to line like a money clip wallet, it seems like it's going to be a little bit too heavy for that bifold wallet. We've got a couple leads on some kangaroo, and we may offer that material pack for building those bifold wallets with the kangaroo interior, because I just think it makes a little bit of a nicer wallet. But we'll see how that goes. We're still kind of adjusting that out. I don't want to put something out there that's not going to work like it should work, so we're just making sure that one works. The money clip wallet, it works, so we'll have those up here pretty quick. That one's a pretty easy one to do. So another thing that we did on Saturday was I shot a video and we posted it. I think it came out Saturday evening, maybe Sunday morning, but it was a video on transferring belt patterns. Because if you buy a belt pattern pack from us, it's usually one sheet of paper and there's 4 different patterns on that page. But we get a lot of questions on how to actually transfer those patterns and how do you take and put them end to end, because some of them don't end just like perfectly to where like the pattern actually fits up really nicely, because I hand draw all these. So but the thing is that's nice about it, is that it gives you an opportunity to try to learn how to form out those transitions and how to add those vines, the little bit of vines that you add on there. So check that video out if you've had that question or had that trouble. We had a lot of people comment on social media that was one of their biggest questions, so they were glad that we did that video. It's just, I think it helps out a bunch, and it kind of shows you kind of what I do and some opportunities there for you to learn. The main thing is when you're tracing those belt patterns, you're learning how to draw. Whether you feel like you are or not, with tracing those lines, it's showing you how that vine work's structured, and it's really going to help you if you do have a goal to learn how to draw your own belt patterns for sure. So check that video out. It just posted yesterday, and it's a real good one. As far as what we've been working on in the shop, one of the things is, if you're following us on Instagram, you saw we're working on the rope bag. The rope bag is moving along very well, and so we were able to get all of this dyed. We did a black background. All that's done with a paintbrush, and all those little background pieces, I was able to get that dyed without spilling black dye anywhere that it didn't need to be, which was good, because it's always kind of nerve-wracking, especially on a piece this big, because every time you move it, it moves everything on your bench, so you got to kind of have a cleared off area. But it went together good. It's been oiled. We did a honey finish, which is just what I call honey finish, just a very light coat of olive oil, and we let that set, and then we went back in and sealed it with tan coat, and then antiqued it with Five Beans antique paste. We have a video out on our antique process if you want to go back and check that out. The back panel has been tooled as well. We did a little floral set around our maker stamp so it ties into the front piece. We'll dye the background on this, and then the rest of it is basket stamped, and so we'll antique all that as well. Then there's one more panel that'll go in between these two, so it'll have 2 compartments. So there'll be another piece just like this in the middle with 2 separate gussets and 2 separate zippers. And then these areas here and these blank spots here are where our D's will mount for our straps. This one's going to be a little bit different because the customer requested the straps to be adjustable, which made a lot of sense to me when she mentioned why. Because he wants to be able to hang it on a fence, like on the panels or whatever, in the roping pin versus just setting it on the ground. And usually I do those straps just solid and rivet them onto the D's. But I never thought about it that you can't unbuckle them and then wrap it over a pipe and then buckle it back so that it hangs on the fence. And a lot of those arenas, they don't really have a post that sticks up that you could just hook it over that post. So I'm excited to try that because I want to come up with a neat little, a nice clean way of making an adjustment on there, mainly for that purpose. I think that'll be pretty cool. But we're going to get that rolling and hopefully get that done this week. I have been filming it. I haven't been filming all of the tooling or all of the painting or any of that because we have videos for that. But we have been shooting some of that footage to kind of put in as B-roll or whatever into the video. But now that the tooling's done, we'll start the construction part, which is going to be the main part that you're going to want to see in that overall build video. Again, there will not be a pattern pack for this yet. So it'll just be a project video, but it will not be a pattern pack. We'll probably do a blog article where I'll put dimensions in there so that you can know what size to make it and all that kind of stuff. The yoke tote, we have not made any progress on that. Just didn't have any time last week to get to that, between trying to get our saddles moved forward and get some belts done. We did get some belts finished. We got the dye work finished and paint work and stuff like that. So they're already together. We got to slick some edges and get those shipped out today. So we're still playing catch up. When you lose a week in the shop, a lot of times that transfers into 2 or 3 weeks of being behind after that going forward. So it's kind of frustrating, but it was out of our control. There's not a lot we could have done about it. But we'll figure it out as we go and make headway. That's all we got right there. Let me get some more coffee, and I'm going to show you kind of what we got done on the saddles and kind of where we're at on the clean oil and polish video too, because we'll have those 2 videos come out back to back. We're almost done with that. We're going to start putting that back together today. So let's do that. All right, so our rope and saddle. Saturday I was also able to get the housings fit. So they're not really finally trimmed. So what I like to do is come in here after they're dry. We wet these and put them on and stretch them so that they stay down, the back end stay down nice and tight. And then we'll come in here with some calipers and we'll just kind of straighten all this up and make sure that they're square with the skirts. And then we'll start putting some artwork on these. So these will be ready to start tooling. So the gentleman that's getting this saddle is very excited to see the tooling coming to life on here, because I think we're going to do his ranch name or logo and stuff on there and do some other stuff. So we'll start working on that, and this one will move forward pretty good. This ranch saddle here, I've already done what we're going to do to that one today as far as straightening up the housings. These were pretty close. They were already pretty close, but I just had to trim off just a little bit and sand so that they were the same size. But we've got them. I like to go ahead and put a screw in there, so I know every time I put these on where they go right back in. There's no guesswork or trying to get them straight and square. I just put those screws back in, and that'll be ready to go. So we'll get these sewn today and get some carving done on them and stuff, and then we'll slick the edges and put them on, get them braided, put them on permanently. We'll be ready to put our seat in, and this saddle will be moving forward as well. Here's our pile of belts for the belt material packs real quick. They're ready to go. These will all be shipped out today, hopefully. Today and tomorrow we'll be packaging all these up. So these are all sold, but like I said, I do have some leather left, so we'll be cutting some more. I don't know how many more we'll have on this run of leather. We had a few sides that I could cut belt blanks out of, but there's too many blemishes and stuff, and I really honestly don't want to cut those up for belt blanks. So we'll kind of see when that next shipment's going to be here, and we'll get that website stocked back up. Clean oil and polish. This saddle has been completely oiled and conditioned, and so it's ready to put back together. So we're going to start doing that today and shooting that video, and that way we can get this video done. Remember, when we get these done, there'll be 2 videos come out, one on the washing, and then we've already done one on tearing it down. There'll be one on washing it, and then one on putting it, oiling and conditioning and putting it back together. So that'll be a 3-part series. We'll probably do a playlist on the YouTube channel. There'll be a 3-part series on our complete clean oil and polish process. So customers that don't really do a lot of leather work but want to be able to clean and condition their own saddles, it'll be a useful resource. If you own a shop and you're wanting to offer that as a service in your shop for cleaning a saddle for somebody, then that'll be an option too. So that'll be a good resource for you to use to kind of go off of there. It's not real hard. Everybody does it different, but I just wanted to put our process out there so you could see kind of what we do. That's all I really got for you this week. If you haven't already or you didn't know, we have a podcast that's called Lost Trade. Last week's episode was Lisa Sorrell, and she's a bootmaker out of Guthrie, Oklahoma. That was a really good episode. I really enjoyed talking to her. And if you have an interest in the subject of pricing, we get into that kind of rabbit hole and start talking about how her theory on pricing and kind of mine as well, and kind of things that you can do as far as pricing your work and kind of what goes into that. So that was a really good episode, but she's just a really cool lady. We visited quite a bit about making boots and her theory on business and her supply business that she started. And so if you have a chance, check that out on Apple or Spotify. Check out Lost Trade. It's a really good podcast. I don't remember how many episodes we're up to. I think 14 or 15. A lot of great guys. Jeff Payne was on a couple episodes back. We had a trapper on, Chris Pope with Coyote Trapping School. Wilson Capron. We've had quite a few folks on there, and we've got a bunch more coming up that we're interviewing. And so this week's episode is going to be a cool one, very interesting, kind of out of the box as far as his day job, but actually incorporates kind of the same skill set that he does in his leather shop as well. And so I think that one's going to be a really neat episode. I enjoyed visiting with him, and now I have a new friend in the leatherworking area from Montana. So that's a little hint on where he's from. But that's really all I got this week. We're going to get back to work. We've got a lot still to catch up on. So we'll get the material pack or the belt material packs back on the website as soon as we can. But I appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all in the next Monday morning briefing.